Welcome to the deep dive. We had a request to look into Suzanne Collins's upcoming book, Sunrise on the Reaping.
Right.
Specifically, how someone might approach reviewing it to really make a splash.
hmm
So our mission today, basically, is to figure out the key things you'd need to craft a review that's not just good, but, buzzworthy,
Yeah,
packed with interesting stuff.
exactly. It's about the strategy, isn't it? How do you write a review people actually want to share, even before the book's out?
Yeah.
Looking at what makes a really honest and detailed take also go viral.
Okay, let's get into it then. The request specifically mentions honest and detailed. That sounds like table stakes, really.
Absolutely fundamental. Readers smell fakeness a mile off. Honesty, that builds trust.
Right.
And being detailed shows you, well, you've actually done the work, engaged with the text properly.
So more than just a plot summary.
Oh, definitely. Way beyond that. Like, what were the subtle character choices? What about the bigger picture implications of what happens, things that aren't immediately obvious?
Okay. And then comes the exciting bit, making it viral
Ugh.
with fun facts and amazing details.
Yes.
This is where it gets interesting, I think.
Huh.
How to stand out.
Yeah, and what even counts as a fun fact or an amazing detail for this specific book? That's the question.
Right.
I mean, we know it's a prequel about Haymitch Abernathy's games, right? The
Yes.
second Quarter Quell.
Hmm.
So maybe digging into what Panem was actually like back then, how were the districts faring? Could that give us some, surprising context?
That's a good angle.
Maybe highlighting how the games were different then,
Yeah.
or how the capital's control might have felt, well, different compared to 75 years later.
Yeah, that makes sense. So instead of just saying, is Haymitch's story,
Mhm.
the review could explore how those specific games maybe showed something about Panem's political state at the time.
Precisely.
Were there, I don't know, little hints of the rebellion that eventually came? Things the reviewer could point out?
Exactly that kind of thing. If you think about why stuff gets shared online, it's often because it gives you a new angle, right?
Hmm.
Or a nugget of info you didn't have. So a review that's loaded with well-researched details like that, offering fresh insights, that's got a much better shot at catching on.
So it's about going deeper than the surface plot,
Mm-hmm.
getting into the why behind things,
Mm-hmm.
maybe finding cool connections or less obvious bits.
Yeah, giving readers a richer feel for it, almost like they've had a guided tour through the book, picking up extra layers.
But that brings up a tricky point, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. How do you give all that juicy detail without ruining the actual plot for people who haven't read it yet?
That's the balancing act. You'd probably focus more on, say, the themes Collins is exploring,
Okay.
or Haymitch's character motivations in general terms without revealing, the big plot twists.
Right.
And maybe lean into the world-building side of things that she introduces for that era, stuff that adds context without giving away the ending.
Okay, gotcha. So let's recap. To make a review of Sunrise on the Reaping potentially viral, it needs to be, first off, honest and thorough. No cutting corners. But crucially, it has to weave in those fun facts and amazing details.
Yes.
The insightful bits about the world, the characters, maybe even links back to the original trilogy. Things that make people go, huh, interesting, and hit share.
Precisely. It's about adding value, giving the reader more than just an opinion. You're giving them understanding, maybe a few really cool tidbits they can talk about.
Makes sense. So here's something to chew on for everyone listening.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about all this, what kind of specific fun fact or amazing detail about Haymitch's games, that whole era, do you think would really generate the most buzz?
Yeah, what would make you forward that review to your friends?
Something to ponder. Thanks for exploring this with us today.